Okay. Hey, Amber. Cool. I'm glad you got it. Sorry for the late start. I had a really awesome phone call earlier and went into my YouTube live time, and I just, Maddie got done making dinner. I was supposed to help her, but I had a really cool phone call, and I got kind of stuck on that, and I started late because of it. So thanks for waiting. I appreciate it. Um, I've been doing this little superhero series here. This Batman that I moved over, I'm on like this major delay, so it's like I know if I look over on the other screen, you won't. But this, excuse me, this Batman I did was I think the first one I did was a Spider-Man, but then I went to DC and I was thinking, it'd be cool to kind of do it in my own style, but like kind of the Batman the animated series look, and go with that, but have the old school outfits that they wore back then, but in a kind of simplistic style, So I've kind of been doing that. I'm gonna probably do original pieces as well of it, and also sell prints of these. But I'm gonna do basically, I guess, to start out with the whole Justice League. Um, I started out with Batman first, and I did Superman last week, and I thought it would be cool to do a Wonder Woman, next because she's basically her Superman and Batman are like the most influential Justice Leaguers, I think, in my opinion, at least. Those three are the main ones. Saying priorities, yeah, it was a cool phone call. I was talking with an artist that he's I found out about him on a LinkedIn article a year or so ago, and chances are, if you're going to the grocery store, you see his art everywhere. He does just about every art uh, layout or design for tons of packages of products like ragu and the goldfish, the little goldfish we eat. Does all this art. My hey Melody, hey Jason. My favorite art of his, those the Fruity Pebbles cereal. He does those. He does other cereal boxes, and I love his story because he's like me. He didn't go to art school or anything, and I didn't either. He's just self-taught, and he is an amazing artist. And we probably talked for 2 hours on the phone. It's like we knew each other for years. And he reached out to me, and we had a really long, great discussion. It was fun, and actually I shared something of his on my page, so that was pretty cool. I'm gonna be drawing Wonder Woman, kind of in the style like the Batman you see. I was trying to keep her scale with the Superman as well. What I'm gonna do, I think what I'll do is I'll do a new layer, and I'm gonna see if I can just copy this and bring it over to the other page. I'm gonna copy. Yep, cool. All right, so that was easy. So I'm gonna have her about this height. I'm gonna put her in the middle, and oh, you're very welcome. Thanks for purchasing the books, Melody. I appreciate it. Yeah, um, I appreciate any of these purchases you guys make for me. It's like it helps me out. Just keep doing what I'm doing. So I greatly appreciate it. On on the Wonder Woman one, Jason. Yeah, dude. I will let you know when I get them printed. I've really slowed down on my printing because of the pandemic. But I am gonna probably once I get this whole series done, I'm gonna go to my print shop. I have a print shop that does a really great job on my on my art when I want to mass print, but I have to do minimum $20 when I print over there. So I got to make sure I have a good selection of prints before I just print one. But yeah, dude, for sure. I'm gonna do it in a real simple style, kind of like the cartoon from back in the day, but with that 80s vibe to it, like I've done the other ones. Excuse me. I might make her. Let's see. Thinking about body placement, what I want to do. I think what I'll do is have her. She was tall though, so she's an Amazon, so she's tall. And then I'm thinking what I'll do next is probably have her body kind of sway out maybe. So bear with me. I'm like in art mode now. I was on a really awesome phone call, so I got a little. And the thing with women characters is you want to make their torso smaller, and then their waistline kind of pop out more. Let's see. I have to. Oh, okay, cool. She loves Wonder Woman, your girlfriend's sister. That's cool. That's good to know, Jason. And actually, I'm going to flip her around. I think it would be cooler if I have her. Or you know what? No, I'm going to leave her the same way. I'm going to have her hand kind of on her hip right here. And then I'm going to have her. Before I do that, though, I have to put a little glue on the cover. Huh. Let me know, Melody. Because I had a few problems with those alien books. If it's really messed up, I can send you another one. I'm sorry. I thought I checked that. I noticed the printer did not do a good job and it was on one box. I don't know what happened. So it's not your fault. I think it's mine. But just let me know. If the glue doesn't work, just let me know. I'm sorry about that. And yes, she did have that rope of truth. Or the lasso of truth, I think it was called. So I'm going to have her arm go down about right there. Give her kind of long legs here. And this is, of course, like the skeletal. Yeah, you can just send me a pic and let me know. If it's a problem, I'll send you another one. But if that glue works, um, we can go from there. I'm sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get this going here. I'm going to make her a little more. I don't like a skinny Wonder Woman. I don't know about you guys, but I think it's not as realistic looking to me when she's super skinny. I don't like it. I like her looking strong and just as strong as the guys. So I'm gonna give her a little more bulk. than she had on the cartoon in the 90s or the 2000. I think it was the early 2000s when that one came out. Oh, I have a phone call coming in, but I'm gonna have to decline it. It's Dan. I told him I'd call him. He called me earlier and I was busy, and now he's calling me again. My brother calls me like all the time. All right, so um, let's see. Didn't you say? Yeah, I'll have these as like a series. Um, I can put them on my website too, but yeah, I will eventually put them on my website when I get done with them. It'll probably be a little while though, because I'm doing multiple episodes of this. So once I get it on there though, I'll definitely post about it. And one thing I noticed with the '80s art with Wonder Woman, there's this really cool artist back in the '80s named Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, and his DC he was responsible basically for like the style sheets for DC, getting the look down for the '80s, the way they wanted their characters to look, and I noticed with Wonder Woman, he didn't really shade her a lot. She was very vibrant. Like if you look over here on the left with Batman, he's a little more shaded. There's a little more dark, but with her, there's hardly any of that going on. I guess it's just to keep her kind of bright and vibrant. But with her, he had her with the little thicker legs as well. And actually, her trunks went down pretty. They went down a lot lower than what I'm drawing, so I might actually fix that as well on my end and bring them down some. I think that's good. And then I'm gonna go up here. She has like that big, and I'm doing the old school costume, but more in a simplistic style. Oh, no problem, Jason. Yeah. Yeah, those markers, they get a little like that Harley Quinn piece I did came out a little streaky, but it didn't mess it up. It's sometimes you just can't avoid it when you're using those markers. It's just one of those things. And like I said, I'm gonna give her a little bit bigger arms than what they normally drew her with back in the '80s and the 2000s and all that. And then in this hand, I'm gonna have her holding the lasso right here. I have some of it going down that way. When I think of Wonder Woman, I think of Linda Carter. Yeah, she was a good representation of Wonder Woman, that's for sure. She had the look down. Show was corny as all get out, but yeah, she had the look down. Okay, so and feel free to share my feed, guys. I don't mind. And actually, what I need to do right now is save just in case something crazy happens. Let's hit save as. Wonder Woman. I'll just say this as Wonder. I know what that is. All right. Boom. Perfect. All right. So yeah, like you always see, my sketches are always super messy. It's just the way I do when I lay down my blue lines. Real messy, but it's just the way I do it. There's some artists that have super clean work from start to finish. That's always a cool thing to see. Not in my case though. All right, so then let's go back to the other side. I'm probably only going to do about 30 more minutes, guys. I'm so sorry. I got really held up and behind schedule today, and I'll try to ink this. I don't know if I'll be able to color it, but yeah, I got it. I'm still doing a lot of other projects as far as learning animation and stuff. So it's kind of taken a not a toll on me, but it's really time consuming. So it's like I gotta get my brain to rest some. And I'm thinking about changing the times on these lives. I don't know. I noticed one thing. It kind of cuts into my dinner time doing. I might do them at 7 instead of 6, like 7 Central Time. I know a lot of you are on the West Coast and Mountain Time, so it might be a little better for you, a little worse. I don't know. But I know one thing, it's kind of cutting into, helping with making dinner and stuff. All right, so. Oh man. Okay, cool. All right, I think that's a good place to start. I do want to kind of follow in with the Wonder Woman chest plate thing, the two W's stacked. And see, I think she had like she had the W going in that direction. It looked kind of like an eagle's wings or something. All right. So that's that. And then let's focus in on the face here. You didn't mean to message bomb. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. I saw you sent me a few photos on Messenger. I'll have to check that when the live's over, if you don't mind. Let's see. I kind of want to stick with the simple face, but not exactly the animated series style, if that makes any sense. I don't know if I should have her smiling really big or just a little bit of a smirk. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'll have her smiling. And then big eyelashes. And a star in the middle. By the way, those Pigma pins are my new favorite liner. Cool. That's good. I'm glad you like them. Oh, no problem, dude. Glad you got it okay. I always worry when I mail out art. I'm like, hope it doesn't bend, but I haven't had any problems yet. I've been doing it now for about 4 years and only had one minor little problem, but it wasn't anything too bad. Got to watch out with those postal workers. Some of them do not care and they bend it and throw it and all this other stuff. And excuse me. And I don't know what the deal was in the 80s, but the characters with dark hair like Superman and Wonder Woman, they would for some reason they would the hair where it was shiny was like blue. I don't know why. That reminds me, I need to open up my Superman drawing and have her blue the same color as his. I'm glad it didn't bend for you because I always worry about that. I'm going to shift this up just a tad. There we go. Give her a little bit more of a chin. All right, so I think that's good to start out with as far as inking goes. I might make her hair a little bit bigger. I don't know yet. Might make her head just a tad bigger. I don't know. We'll see. I'll do her head on a separate line. Let me delete that. All right, I'll do her head on a separate layer, I mean. And then actually, let me lower this down some, about right there. That was a little too big. Let's go down to 20. Yeah, 20 is good. Okay, cool. So this is the most, oops. Sometimes I hit the, for some reason I have a lot of issues with head size in proportion to body. I don't know why. It's just always been that way for me. With women characters, you want to make them not look so rough around the edges like the men. You want to have them, you don't want, like I did here with Batman on the left, there's like a little bit of the Adam's apple showing and some lines shaded on the throat. Like I said, she hardly has anything in the way of shading for some reason. I think it's just to make her look more graceful and brighter. Because Wonder Woman was she's a very beautiful, sexy character. Um, but at the same time, she can fight. She's strong. She's almost as strong as Superman, basically. So it kind of all works out with her being in the Justice League, you know. I kind of feel like these lines are too thick. They need to be down to 15 maybe, or maybe I was pressing too hard. Let me do another layer. Lower this down. I'm going to redraw this, guys. I'm sorry. I don't like how thick that is, but I do like the way I placed them. So I'm going to... Hang on one second, guys. Somebody's asking how to get into my YouTube. And I wanted to show him. Hang on one second. I'm just going to send him a link to my channel. And hang on one second, guys. Definitely helps when I get views and subscribers. I've been stuck on, I think I finally got one extra subscriber, but I've been stuck on 55 basically for like a month, and then I got one new one. So I'm trying to definitely share that more. Let's see. Sorry, guys. Okay. All right, I sent it off. Cool. Now back to my life. How's the giveaway thing going? I haven't even decided what I want to do as far as a giveaway, and I kind of want to make it. I kind of want to get my audience a little bigger because I think it would be cool to have it fair for some multiple people that don't tune in regularly to have a chance. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't decided just yet how I'm gonna do that. But once I do, I'll let you guys know for sure. I'll make an announcement about it. But yeah, I haven't brainstormed it yet. I want to make it as fair as possible and all that stuff. I don't want anybody to feel slighted because I know some people, just I don't want to make anybody feel like I doing preferences and all that. But yeah, as soon as I figure all that out, I will do it. I just need to figure out a good way to implement it. With women characters, you don't want to make their bridge of their nose too obvious. You don't want to focus on any lines on the face because it automatically ages them. So that's one thing to always remember when drawing women characters. And there we go. And I'm also going to be doing original drawings of these too, guys. I'm not going to just do prints only. I'm going to hand draw some of these as well because I just think they're too good not to. Um, besides that, I prefer doing the hand drawn stuff anyway. I mean, this is drawn by hand too, but it's digital. It's not on paper. That's when I was talking to that artist earlier, Seymour. He does almost all digital now, but he was like telling me on the phone. He's like, dude, it's the same thing when you draw digital. You're doing the same steps. It's just not on paper. And I was like, I agree. I always say that, but most people don't think of it that way. When you tell them you did something on computer, they're like, they don't, for some reason it doesn't click that you drew it. They think it's just like something just on paper that you manipulated or something, and that's not how it works. I mean, I'm doing this just like I would do like a live on the live video on Facebook. Yes, this is live, Michael. Thanks for tuning in. Let as many people as you know in on it. I was telling Paul earlier. He was asking if I'm going to do some giveaways, and yes, I eventually am. I just need to figure out the best way to implement it and what I'm giving away. Is probably be like prints and how to draw books and things like that for your kids. Um, maybe little pencil sketches and things that I do. Um, but yeah, I'll eventually get on that. I just haven't, like I said, found the best way to implement it. So I like her face so far. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, man. Thank you for tuning in. That was cool. I usually go on at 6, but I was telling everybody earlier I might be changing the times because um, Maddie and I usually stop working about like 5 or so, and then, um, you know, I'm usually trying to scarf down something before live, or she's trying to get it, cooked up, and I try to help out too with the cooking, so it's not all on her. And these lives are kind of a weird time for me to do that, so I might bump up the time. And hopefully that's not too late for you guys. But you can always watch the replays. It gives me the same amount of views. So you don't have to watch it live when it comes on. If you can't catch it, it's not a big deal. You can always check out the replay. And I'm doing like this really minimal style like Bruce Timm from Batman the Animated Series does. And I just realized I was giving her way too much muscle definition. If I'm doing it the Bruce Timm style, you're supposed to, the whole purpose of it is not to do too many muscles. That's what was so fantastic about that style, is it had kind of like that old Jack Kirby style, but it was done very minimal. Cool. Yeah, and like I say, you can catch the replays if the time change is not good. I just gotta focus on the home life too. All right, so there we go. I really like the way this is coming out, so that's good. That's always a plus. Let me lower the. And with the girl characters, you really don't want to focus too much on the muscles unless they're like some kind of, like super duper kind of powerhouse type character. And she is, but like I said, she's real graceful and beautiful and all that stuff. So you got to kind of focus on that as well. I have a little bit of her finger coming across here. I don't know about that. We'll see. I might, you know what? I'm not going to do that at all. I'm going to have her hand going the other way. What? Oh, okay. Yeah, Maddie's directing me on what I need to do here. Um, to be honest with you, I never read that comic. I remember when it happened, I just never read it. I kind of fell off with it. Um, wasn't that I don't like Batman. It's just the way they do the comics. I wish that with the continuous characters, they would just do like little mini series all the time, you know, instead of keeping it like a nonstop continuity. Because what happens is the stories get like, and I'm not saying Bane was a weird story, I'm just saying it gets kind of hard to keep it fresh because you keep the story continuing, and it's cool when you do these one shots. Those are some of the best. To me, those are some of the best things that have ever come out in comics, or the one shot type things, or just little epic little storylines. Like the Killing Joke was another one that's like super cool. And of course, Alan Moore wrote that, so it's guaranteed to be cool. I don't know. I might leave her head the same size. I don't know. I said I was going to leave it on a separate layer, and I didn't do that. So, I don't know. Is her head too small? I might make it a little bigger. Ah, her head's gone. Alright, I put it back. I was just doing it on a separate layer like I said I would. Okay, so I'm going to lock that. Yeah, I think it was Azrael was Batman for a little while. Interesting character. Alright, let's see what happens here. And of course, I have got to figure out why my computer does this. Hang on. Just going to kind of jump back out. Maybe make the head just a tad bigger. So I usually have to make the head smaller. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put it there. A little better. Yeah, I think I'll go with that size. Yeah, I think it was too small earlier. I'm going to still keep that layer, but I'm not going to, you know, keep it visible, I guess. Okie dokie. Go back to layer number 3. Okay, so her hand, I definitely was, I don't know what I was doing earlier having her hand like that. That didn't make any sense. I'm going to go back to the pencil layer and kind of sketch it in. That hand might be too big. No, hand's fine. And it looks a little wacky. You guys are probably like, why is his hand all jacked up like that? I'll try to fix it. My number one issue is my hands. Well, then I draw them. Need a little bit more practice in that department, that's for sure. And actually, I need to do that and a little bit above. Whoops. Oh, what did I just do? That's okay, I fixed it. One cool thing about doing these is you guys get to kind of see me grow and kind of evolve with doing these. Get to see me improve. I got a lot of nice compliments earlier that I could not believe from a super accomplished artist, so that was really cool. The guy, actually, this is a cool story about him. Seymour, I don't want to say his last name because I'm going to butcher it, but I posted a little deal about him on my page. He was the guy that drew Joe Camel. He created his look and everything back when cigarette ads were like a thing back in the day. He would do the Joe Camel ads. He drew him from the ground up. And then he didn't want to do cigarette ads anymore as he got older. Pretty cool story. I did not know that about him. You type something to me. Let's see. I started drawing your gift. I got this. Was it about what you were drawing me? I'm sorry. I missed the comments a lot because I'm looking at my screen. I don't look up like I should. Why is that? That doesn't look black. Oh, I guess it is. What in the world? Huh. My color setup is really jacked up. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think I figured it out. How strange. Guys, I have to bear with me. I apologize. I'm not my sharpest tonight. I bought the black and white classic. Thanks for the. Yeah, that's the way to go because that's how they originally did it. That's what I would do is just go with the way it was intended to be read. Nothing beats those in black and white. Those are fantastic. I need to get those myself. I think my brother has them, which I wish I did. But one day, I'm always working on my my collection. That's for sure. I've been really stuck on a lot of Disney comics lately, so I need to get back into the other stuff. They also have a run with Batman right now, the animated series. It's the original writers of the show, Paul Dini, and I think Bruce Timm might be involved, in Ty Templeton. Those guys are phenomenal creative minds and artists. Okay, so shift this up. Whoops. Okie dokie. Get a little bit of this hand. I'll come back to that hand. I'm going to just draw her wrists, her bracelets. This is looking amazing. Thanks, Amber. It'll be really cool when I draw these on paper too. I think that would look cool if I just transferred them to paper and colored them by hand. I want to make sure my Batman, yeah, same kind of point. I will send you a picture of what I'm drawing. Cool. Very cool. I'm sure he'll like it. I haven't talked to him since the day I did the guest artist thing. Sure, he's exhausted. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just kind of on another layer is draw I guess the outfit she's wearing. I do that just in case I have to erase, so I don't erase over my original lines. I'll leave that alone. A little bit of that kneecap showing. All right, I'm just focusing right now on the costume, not getting really too carried away on the shading yet. And oh yeah, she has a star up at the top here. So just a point there, point there. Boom. And I might shift that some. Oops. All right, cool. More centered. Yes, he did. Stan Sakai is the guy who created Usagi Yojimbo, and he still draws them. Actually, he does some comics still with them. His art is amazing. I love his work. And then I don't think because there was a falling out with the guy that created Cerebus or whatever. The he's like an aardvark. David Sim created him, and they crossed him over with their universe as well. If you have your hands on those are worth some good money. But they had a falling out with him, and they removed him from all of their publications, which is a shame because those are really good stories. But it's the thing with comics and art and just about any industry, there's always a battle of the egos. And that's why I try to always be, I don't know, I just try to be accessible and nice and just treat people how I want to be treated and never get full of myself. I don't like when people get all just stuck. I mean, it's one thing to be confident about yourself and all that stuff, but it's also cool to be down to earth with people as much as you can be. I know sometimes the people get busy and they can't keep up with people, especially if the demand gets higher. But at least know where you came from. Say hey every now and then to people. And there's some artists out there that are just blowhards, and I definitely try my hardest not to be one. Not that I not try my hardest, but I just don't want to be considered one that's like that. I don't even know how I got in that topic. That's crazy. I don't know where I go half the time. I did some. Yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just cool. It's that what's that saying? Don't ever meet your heroes. You'll be disappointed or something like that. That can be true. You hear horror stories of people that met somebody they really looked up to, and then it wasn't what it was all cracked up to be, or something like that. Um, for the most part, people that I've met that I have immense respect for, even with reputations like that, have been really nice to me, which is very fortunate. Like I said, I guess one of my favorite Batman artists of all time has Neil Adams. He has a reputation for being pretty rough on people, and the time I got to hang out with him. I mean, it was a dead show, but I got to hang out with him for a long time, and he was super nice to me. Took a picture with him, and um, got to talk about Batman comics with him forever. He had an amazing run on Batman. And if I was rich enough at the time, I would have bought an original off of him. But I don't have $5,000 to spend on art. It was worth every penny, though. Okay, so then the next thing is the next W underneath that one. The thing that's hard about this is making it look good. All right. I think I messed up on the W. Something's not looking right. I might have to look her up. We're gonna roll with it. I'm just gonna go with it, and if it looks bad, I'll fix it. Okay, and then there's a W under that as well. There we go. I think that's good for now. I might shift that over just a tad. About right there, I think's good. That's one thing I do like about working digital is that you lay down ink lines, it doesn't matter. You can just go and erase them. On a paper, you better have that planned out because it can get you. All right. Cool. I really like her. I think it's going to come out pretty good. I definitely wanted to give her bigger arms. That's for sure. Boom. Oh yeah, I didn't finish the foot down here. Let me go ahead and do that. Let me erase a little bit in here. Let's see. I don't like that at all. I'm going to have this move in a little bit more. There we go. That's a little better. Yeah, I like that a little better. Oh, and you know what? I didn't save, so I better do that. I think if I ever get to the Marvel universe, I'm probably going to do Fantastic Four or X-Men next. But I might have them doing like action poses, like flying or, ready to fight. They're just standing. If I had it to do over again, I probably would have had Superman flying and Batman like he's about to throw his batarang. These are just kind of standing, but I think they're still okay. I don't want to go back and change them, so I'm going to leave them the way they are. But yeah, I think I might on the next set in the whatever comic book series I'm doing. Just go more with the action poses. I think Fantastic Four would be cool with action poses because they were so unique. They had so much going on. You had Reed Richards as a genius, you know, and then he could stretch, Mr. Fantastic. And then Sue Storm, who could turn invisible. And of course, Johnny, he'd turn into flames. So it's a cool little lineup with them. And then maybe on the X-Men, I just go back to regular poses again or something. Just swap it up every now and then. Okay, cool. I like the way it looks. I think her head's still a little too small, but it's not too bad. The only other thing is I need to add the lasso here. And then, oops, the lasso, and then that's it. I think I'll shade it and color. Her lips are going to be colored separate. I think that'll look a little better instead of putting them in with black. Just color it separate. So let me do. Yeah, I'm going to do Wolverine in this style for sure. I definitely will. I like drawing in this style because it's very simplistic and it's more kind of fits more what I normally do. I got carried away trying to do realism, and I realized, you know, just draw what you know with the, you know, draw what you know. And man, that's awful. You know, oh, I'm going all over the place. Okay, cool. And I'm going to cheat here. Not like that though. Should have done it on a separate layer. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm about to do the rope, the lasso, and I'll be done. Huh? Yeah. I'm not gonna do that. What I am gonna do is do that though, so I don't get all confused with all the black lines. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do a Gambit or not because I want to stick with the old school teams, like the 70s, 80s X-Men, like the 70s, 80s DC universe. I'm kind of going retro. So I'm probably gonna go like Wolverine and Storm and uh, Cyclops, Jean Grey, that team up from the 80s. If I do a Gambit one day, I'll let you know. There we go. That's a little better. Ah. think I'll have one rope deal extending out here, and then I'll kind of end it with that. Let me see. I know she also had the knot kind of. Boom. Okay, cool. I'm gonna put that back on there. Sweet. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so then what I'm going to do now is erase in here, and then we're going to call it a night, because I don't think I have the energy to color tonight, guys. I'm so sorry. I'm an old man now. Well, you know what? I lied to you. I'll do the flat colors. How about this? We'll save the flat. We'll save the colors for next episode. I'll be done with it on next episode, I promise. Because all I got to do is just color it. No, that won't take long. All right. That's my other goal, is to get faster at these. All right, cool. I think she looks good for now until and I need to add the stars, but I'll do that. I'll do that on the next one too, because I don't think you want to watch me draw like 18 stars on her trunks. But yeah, she's pretty much done for the most part, I think. As far as inking goes. And then I'll move on to coloring her flat. Let me save her. Wait, are you planning making a monster drawing book? Maybe. The books I'm not really doing like I used to. I used to really want to get into doing the kids art thing. I still do teach kids how to draw, but it's kind of it's not a heavy focus of mine like it used to be. So I'm really cut back on the book publishing, and also it costs a lot of money to print. So you better have a game plan as far as selling your books, because I still have a ton of them. So that's the other thing. It's really hard to get it going. You better have a game plan, because if you don't, you're going to be stuck with a lot of books. And that's where I'm at now. So I still sell them, but I don't know if I want to do any more new books. I was going to do like one with like cute animals and all that, but it's a lot of money. I don't have the big fan base like somebody like Mark has. So it's real hard for me to sell books with a limited fan base. Okay, cool. Well, I like the way she's come out so far. I think it's cool. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm going to color her. You know what? I might just color her on my spare time and start on another hero. I don't know. Just let me know in the comments, or just on my page or something, or just message me. Let me know if you think I should color on the next live or start on a new hero. It won't take me long to color her though. But I'm going to go ahead and save and call it a night. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry about the late start time. Thanks for hanging in there with me and watching. I always appreciate it. I'm glad you guys have fun. And always remember to share my feeds, whatever live I'm doing, or just share my page in general. I really appreciate it. And I'll definitely think about some giveaway stuff. I'm not trying to put it off. But Thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end it, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, Amber says she'd like to see the coloring. Okay, cool. You spoke up first, so we'll do that next week. I'll color it, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys. Thanks. Later.